Well, I guess that's about it. I put the blue guy back in, and I did a little zip tie here to keep things out of the way. This blue one is reattached, and the air bladder is, the air connector is reattached. So now we have to put the car back in, attach the yellow, put the wiring harness back on, and connect that that air hose there, and of course the Bowden cable. By the way, since we can get a better look at the Bowden cable now, the connector, I was right. This is not a screw or anything. It's just a piece of metal, and there's a spring clip that goes around it. Okay, that's it. One thing I am going to recommend, this is on the driver's side. You can see the seatbelt connector there. This little screw is hard to get to, so I very much recommend you put some grease on that before you put it back in. Some of the other screws are easier to get to, like this one. You should lubricate that also, and certainly this one on the outside, which is easy to get to. But I think grab that inside one. Grab the inside one while you still can. I'm also going to recommend that you put some grease into these holes here. Another one here, down here, and just smash some grease in here. You can't do a very good job, maybe a Q-tip or something, because you'll never get to those screws ordinarily. It seems like a good idea to try to put the headrest tubes in. And again, I'm going to put them in with the barb, that doohickey, pointed toward the passenger seat. Wish me luck. No? Okay, I'm gonna do this off camera for just a minute, because I want to use both hands and do it right. Okay, so look up in here. There's actually a hole where the headrest has to come down. So your headrest tubes have to come down through that hole to line up with the blue stuff. Okay, so watch out. That's the important piece. So to make sure that the tube is lined up correctly, I actually took a super long screwdriver and punched it through the hole so that I could be sure that everybody's aligned properly. Okay, so let's see if that works. Okay, the tubes are in, and using the screwdriver trick is so important, because if you look, you can see it'll come right down into the blue holders. You see that? And you know you're lined up right. So what I did was I first put the screwdriver, I put the holder on the screwdriver, then I put the screwdriver down to find the hole and align everything. Then I slid it down into place and it worked. And when you do it, there is a satisfying click. You can feel it when it locks in. It's a pretty pronounced click. Now, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna throw the back on. Now, I'm recommending we put the back on before putting it in the car. The reason is that there are screws way underneath here that I almost couldn't get to in the car to get them out, and I had no idea how I was going to get them back in. Well, the answer is, when it's out of the car, it's pretty reachable. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that it's out of the car, and I'm going to put the back on here and put those dastardly screws in. Okay? Remember, the back has these nice clips that you shove up in there. And here are the holes for the screws that are the nightmare screws. But when it's out of the car, it should be much easier. Okay, so step one, I'm going to just shove this back up into place, which is easier said than done. Okay, so we're going to do ratchet with a T20 hex on the back for these two, for these screws that have the Torx head. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, so when I look here, there is no screw hole. Even if I pull it away, there's still no screw hole, and it turns out that the screw hole is actually been covered by, there it is. It's actually been covered by the leather. Yikes. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a hole to get to the hole first through the leather, then we'll go from there. Now, if I had this to do over again, I would probably put the back on before I put the cushion in. I don't think that would be a bad idea, but it is what it is. Okay, sports fans. Well, the job is done. I don't know if you can see that because of all the crazy sunlight, but I think it came out really nice. All the creases are tight. I think that the zip tie strategy worked fine. All the creases are snugged in. I like it. And I do like the matte finish. I like it better than the shiny finish, which is over there. Don't ask me if I'm going to do the other side. I will not answer that. This was a lot of work. We did get the stowage tray back in. And I will say that reconnecting the yellow connector and the big connector and all that stuff down there was a piece of cake. Also, this bolt here is a 45 or 50 Newton meters. They used to say 50 on the old models, now they say it's 45. So that's Newton meters. And on the seatbelt connector, they're saying that this is a 30 Newton meter. Now, a few things that scared me was the Bowden cable down here underneath the bottom. And the Bowden cable actually went in really easy. I mean, the spring clip, I just pushed on it, I went, and it just went on. I didn't even have to muscle it. I didn't have to use any tools. It just snapped right on. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, the headrest tubes look fabulous. They're in there good. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna just go drive the hell out of this and enjoy my new leather. Yay, hey. Okay, take care, and leave a comment if you're crazy enough to actually try this and tell me if it worked or not.